Like many others, I drink coffee pretty much every day. It's easy for me to make the drink I like when I'm at home or at the office with the tools I have at my disposal, but there's one instance that's always been a bit more challenging: traveling. Outin is looking to change that with their portable espresso brewer. Before seeing how it works outdoors, let's take a look at the product first. So I'm trying out this new product called the Outin Nano. Now this guy is touted for making really easy espresso on the go. And the really unique thing here is that this guy heats water. So most other portable coffee setups don't actually heat the water. I've been using my AeroPress and AeroPress Go for years now, and other ones like the Espresso and even other ones on the market. They're all great and portable, but you still need a way to heat the water. This guy takes care of that for you. So this is pretty much like the size of a little bit of a larger water bottle, nothing too crazy. It is a nice robust plastic, and in fact it's like IPX4 water resistant and so on. So this guy is going to be really well for taking this thing out in the elements with you. So I wouldn't have any issues there. And it does have a USB-C charging port in the back. Now I know most of us have plenty of bricks lying around. This takes something that just uses more than 10 watts. So if you got that, you're good. So it comes with this little dosing cup, and then take it apart. And then in here, you're able to go ahead and put in your own ground coffee. So we're gonna do two ways of tasting this today. So we're actually gonna go ahead and grind our own coffee. Now I have my Espresso JX, just the regular. I find it does pretty well for setups like this. And then there's also another attachment here, which uses the Nespresso pods. So I got some here. Now I'm using the Starbucks Blonde Roast because, well, that's what I was able to easily grab, and I am pretty familiar with what this tastes like in the store. So I'm gonna try this and see how it goes. So now, instead of bringing some way to heat water, fire, kettle, all this other stuff, now all you need is just purified water, put it in a water bottle. And if you want more control like I do, then just a grinder and some beans. So it has comes with a little scooper as well. Now this is gonna be about 8 grams or so of coffee, 6 to 8 grams, something like that. So it's gonna be about a single shot of espresso. And so I'm using our bean. Now ours is more of like a light medium roast, so I'm gonna do this accordingly. And whenever you're doing like a light medium roast, you do want to make sure it is a little bit finer to try to extract as much out of the shot as you can. So I'm going to reset this just to make sure this is all the way tight. So I'm going to do a little less than 1 whole rotation on my Espresso. Here we are. So let's go ahead and taste this shot of coffee. Now here, I'm actually going to bypass the heating. Whenever you are heating liquid, it is going to take around 180 seconds to 200 seconds, which is about 2.5 minutes. Okay, not bad at all for pulling a shot, especially when you're used to doing setups like an AeroPress. It does take you a couple minutes to get everything done, so no worries there. So beans in. So the nice thing about this setup is that it does pump out around 20 bars of pressure or so. And it's also not this pressurized portafilter, meaning you actually grind for espresso level size. I know in other setups like I've used before, you gotta go a little bit coarser because the basket's pressurized, but that's not the case in this one. So this is gonna be this little dosing cup right here. You're gonna go ahead and grab your grounds. And I like to just go ahead and make sure I hit it. Everything's all good in here. And I'll go ahead and grab it like this, so I can make sure I'm not making a mess when I'm pouring the shot. So it's kind of making a mess of my hands. You'll just smack it around a little bit. Flatten it out like you would if you're gonna do it. Even out your portafilter. There we go, it's all inside here. Okay, and that takes about the full amount of coffee you ground. Okay, so now we'll put our setup back together. We'll just drop this back inside the spout. Squeeze this all nice and tight so it doesn't make a mess. All we have left to do now is put in the water. So we're gonna go ahead and pour this out of a shot glass. And so all you do here is just press twice. Okay. So you can see there's a lot of nice crema here, which, you know, making sure it's beans fresh and so on. And that's usually how I'm going to use this setup and bring in my own coffee. Just grinding it, it's simple enough for me. So now we'll go ahead and give this a taste. Yeah, so that's actually a pretty tasty shot. Now, while it does lack a little bit of body, it is a little bit on the thinner side, it still has flavor, and it's perfectly acceptable for drinking, especially when I'm in a remote location. If you're going camping, you're going hiking, whatever it is, you just want to enjoy a cup of coffee easily while you're on the go, perfectly acceptable. And honestly, I wouldn't mind putting this into an Americano, or even if I just want to have something simple to get started with at home and be able to take with me, perfectly fine. And in fact, a lot of the entry-level espresso machines you might be familiar with brew at around 15 bars or so. Yeah, it's a pretty great tasting shot. So next, we have cleanup. So cleanup here is not going to be as simple as something like, an AeroPress where you can just pop out the puck. We need to go ahead and get this out, and you are going to have some residual water left on the inside here. Don't want to make a mess. This doesn't really knock out like a standard shot of espresso, so what we'll probably want to go ahead and do is grab like a little spoon or something and go ahead and clean it out. So I'm going to do that. So I'm just moving all this out of the way here, and now we're going to go ahead and try an espresso pod. So I want to make sure this is nice and dry. I'm not going to make a mess. Scoot this out of the way here. So for someone like me who wants ultimate control, this might not be your best bet, but if you want convenience, you just want to carry less things on you, going on a hike, weight is at a premium, then this might be your way to go. Okay, so all we're going to do is pop this into here, and you should hear it click. Oh, there you go. Okay, so the gas is released because it got punctured. So now this just goes in like so. And then same thing, just make sure this goes back on nice and tight. There we go. And we're gonna pour our hot water and bypass it again. So same thing, I'm gonna go for about 50 mils of water. I probably wouldn't, you can go more than that. I probably wouldn't, just because of the little amount of coffee in here. And so let's go ahead and go 50, bypass, let's see what this does. Okay, I went ahead and stopped it there. So you can actually stop it mid-brew by pressing the power button. Set that aside. Well, you'll notice right away that there's a lot less crema on this one. And that's probably due to those pods just not being as fresh. Nothing in the world. I mean, it's doable. It's pod coffee, but I'm not going to get into the details there. However, again, very, very, very convenient workflow. And if you love pod coffee, then more power to you. And again, getting back to cleanup here. So we'll go ahead and undo the body here. And this is going to be way easier just due to the, yep, simple as that. Pull out the puck, and that's it. I mean, just get rid of any excess water and pretty much good to go. So what would an outdoor coffee maker be without taking it outside to test? So I packed it away in my bag pretty easily, like I mentioned, brought some purified water, and got to making my coffee. So I went ahead and brought my beans like I said I would, ground them up, and prep my shot. So again, prep is pretty easy. Just make sure you grind to the right settings, go ahead and put it together. And with that out of the way, you're ready to go ahead and add your water. So I went ahead and took just some purified water. It's not hot at all. And so with this test, I was going to go ahead and heat it up. And again, it worked as about advertised, and took around 2 to 3 minutes to go ahead and heat the water to brew temperature of 205 degrees Fahrenheit. Then it starts prepping a shot on its own. So make sure you're standby and ready to go ahead and drink your shot. So all in all, again, this was a breeze. All I had to do was bring water, bring my coffee with me, and I'm ready to go ahead and have an enjoyable cup of coffee while I'm out and about. So all in all, guys, this is an amazing little travel coffee brewer, and in fact one that I am actually excited about taking with me. I haven't been camping in a while, but definitely whenever I go to the ranch with the family, go hunt, this is going to be coming with me. And even on trips, just general road trips, a lot of times, we try to find coffee nearby. Sometimes we can't, schedule's hectic. It's nice to just be able to have this with us and be able to enjoy the coffee that we want as well. So same thing, if you're able to bypass having hot water, you can use this thing a ton. If you do need to go ahead and heat the water, then it'll probably get about 5 brews or so out of it with 50 mils of water. So Outin was kind enough to give us a discount code, and that's going to be in the description below. So this is definitely going to be going in my coffee kit. Let me know how you're enjoying it, if you get it, and maybe what other coffee brewers you'd want to see this compared to for travel coffee. Otherwise, I think this is in a league of its own, being able to heat its own water. All right, guys, so thank you for watching. Like, subscribe. I'll see you on the next one. Enjoy your coffee. I'm not really a big fan of pod coffee.